Hi guys, we're Sisters in Style. I'm Clarissa.
And I'm Elsie.
We're just two moms with busy lives, balancing work and family, who love spending time with each other. And when we do, we happen to go shopping.
Yeah, let's just say it's our not so guilty pleasure. I'm so excited because today we're definitely going to be talking about our Hermès journeys.
This is our very first video, so give us some grace.
Yeah, we don't know exactly what we're doing, but we know that we just love this so much and we love watching other people and their lifestyle. So we're like, hey, let's share our ideas too, because I think there's not a lot of people like us on YouTube who do this.
And it's fun, right?
Really fun.
I love it. So today we're going to mainly be focusing on our Hermès journeys thus far. Question, what first got you interested in anything Hermès to begin with? Like, how did you even hear about the quote-unquote game, the Hermès journey? Like, what was it that made you start? Like, where was your starting point? Because I would say you went a little before me. Right. I always loved the bags, but I was never aware that there was a journey or game to be played. I just loved the bags.
Yeah, I never knew. And like, obviously Hermès has always been like the top of the top, like most luxurious brand. And I feel like for me, because I've always loved fashion, like I was like, someday I want to get there. Like I want to be able to say that like I can buy myself something that's like luxurious like that. I don't know, it's just always been like a goal for me in my life to like do that.
For me, it's not so much like that it has to be luxury. It's just something like a timeless piece. Like I was, I had seen people that had a bag that was 30, 40 years old. And I'm like, that's a beautiful, vintage, timeless bag that I can't imagine any other bag, any other brand holding a bag that's been around for that long, that just holds its, for one, value, and two, just like its appeal. It's just, they're just beautifully crafted. They're just gorgeous. And I don't have a quota bag yet, which you'll find out soon, but I just feel like this is something where it's like, if and when I get a bag, that's going to be my baby, and that's something that I'm going to hold tight to, and I want to like pass on to my daughters. And so for me, it's like, oh, I would see like a Pinterest photo and like, oh, that bag's cute. For me, it was the Picotin. What was your first, like, besides Birkin and Kelly, obviously?
Well, yes, like the mega top ones are obviously a Birkin and a Kelly. For me, honestly, I think it was also the Picotin. I love it. And I know a lot of people are not super in love with it because it's just like a very basic bag. Yeah. But I feel like there's so many different things that you can do with it. Like you can dress it up, you can dress it down. It's super small. It holds enough things that you need. Like, I just think it's like simple and elegant and just like so beautiful. So that's what I started. And I was like, well, that's a realistic price point. Like to kind of get into the, Hermès, like kind of check it out. So the very first time that I went, the very first time that I went with my husband because he knew that I was kind of like interested in starting, and he knew it was a little bit pricier. I was like, I just want you to enjoy it with me.
Sorry to interrupt you. You knew about the game before even going in?
100%. Okay. Like I definitely did my research a little bit, not as much as I've done now after that first visit, but before my first visit, I was like, I don't want to feel like I'm like completely a newbie. I don't want to feel like I don't know what I'm talking about, because I love like, you esteem the brand so much that you don't want to like put shame to it. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to know a little bit about it before I went in. And so I watched a couple of videos, and that's when I learned a little bit about the Hermès game, which I don't think I'll ever talk about it in a negative way. I know a lot of people do talk about it in a negative way, but I love games.
Yeah, for
like
me,
I feel like it's fun, and I love so many different things from Hermès that I'm like,
I would definitely say like if you're purchasing things just because you want a bag, it's not for you. You might as well just go to a reseller and buy the bag, because these items are pricey. But if you enjoy their items and you find beauty in them, then it's fun. Like it's and obviously fun. All within your means, but it's enjoyable, it's fun.
And I enjoy wearing the pieces. When I'm wearing a luxury piece, I don't know, there's just a feeling that I get. And so I think I've loved everything that I've chosen so far in my Hermès journey. So I don't ever see myself being any type of a reseller or anything like that. But like my sister just said, like if you don't really truly love wearing the pieces and incorporating them into your lifestyle, then for sure, just go like consignment, just go resell, because it's going to be probably just a lot easier and a lot faster for you to get your things the way that you want them. So very first time that I went in, I went in with the game plan with my husband, and he was like, okay, let's go. And this will kind of be like your 10-year anniversary gift.
10
Not
year for what?
Not marriage.
Like, girl.
So we've only been married for I think 5, almost 6 years now. But at this year, I just completed my first 10 years in my field of practice for work. So I was like, oh my God, I've made it 10 years.
That's a big accomplishment.
Yeah. So I was like, I feel like that's a big thing for me, and I love what I do, and I'm super passionate about it. And he knows that. So he's just like, 10 years is a big deal. Like, let's do it. Let's go and let's find you something so that you can mark like this year being like your 10th year of success.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah. It was really cute. I'll keep him.
So what were you wanting when you went in? Like, besides, obviously, everyone wants a bag.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. First day I went in, I was like, I want a belt.
Okay.
I want to look at the shoes, and I want to look at some of the jewelry. Just because I was like, something small, like a little piece that I can have on me that, like, you know, that I know is Hermes and that I'll really enjoy. And so we went in the very first time, and that's where we met my SA for the very first time. And he's amazing. And I feel like I got so lucky, like very first time going into the store, meeting the very first person that they put you with. But he was just super easy to work with, super kind, really got along with me and my husband at the time, because he just got it. Like, I feel like he knows my style already really, really well. So very first time we started looking at belts, I chose a couple belts. He gave me really good recommendations. Like, I went in wanting one thing.
Right.
And he was like, I think this is going to work. And I see this. And so he recommended something totally different. And it ended up working because it went with something else that I got that same day. And then at the end of it, I was so nervous. Like, my heart was beating, right? Because I'm like meeting him for the first time.
So maybe unbox the couple things that you got leading up to that first.
Okay, yeah.
Let's do that.
So my first trip, I got 3 things total. So I'll unbox the first 2 for you right now. I'm so excited.
I'm excited, and I'm like,
Okay, so I'll do this one. And it doesn't have a ribbon on it because I've definitely already worn it because I love it so much. But this is my very first thing that I got. Ta-da! And so if you know Hermes, you probably know what this is. This is a belt kit. And I was looking at all the different belt buckles, but I feel like this one was so different and unique. I hadn't seen very many people wear this one, and I liked the statement. So this is a gold, it's called the Flot.
okay.
The Flot belt buckle in gold. My original plan was to go in and get a black belt and a gold belt. Very simple. You wear black and brown all the time. And this is where he totally changed my mind, and he ended up coming out with a white belt and an Etoupe belt. And I love this because the white is in Togo and the Etoupe is actually in Swift leather. So it's super soft and silky. Awesome. And I just love the way that both of those colors go with the gold from the Flot. So
let's see let's see
super
it on.
cute. Yeah. So this is kind of what it looks like.
Got it.
And when you get it in store, they do add 2 complimentary holes, which I love because it's winter now, summer's later, you know. So I think, I don't know, it's just really cute. So that's the way that it looks on the Etoupe side. And then this is the way that it looks on the
Blanc.
On the Blanc side, yeah, on the white side. So I don't know, it's super cute. I just felt like it goes with everything, and it's a statement. So I'm happy that he convinced me to go with this one for my very first belt from Hermes.
Because I mean, you have black and you have
I have
browns.
so many black belts, and I have brown belts.
So this is something that you were able to add to your wardrobe that you didn't already
something
have.
different.
And then I also feel like you almost find ways to wear it. You know?
Oh yeah, it's exciting. And then this is the second thing, and you'll see why I said that it goes with what I bought. So we were looking around. We were looking around with the belt, and the shoe section is right next to the belt section. And as soon as I got the belt, I saw these shoes, and I was like, oh my God, it's a match made in heaven. So here I go.
Here, I'll hold that for you.
Impulse purchase. They're still my favorite. And honestly, this is weird. They smell so good.
I love the
The
smell of
leather.
I know.
So it comes in their cute little dust bags. And the color is like a white. I think it was called Natural though, or something similar to that. And this loafer is called the Impact Loafer, I believe. We can double check that later. But I just really liked the look of them. They're such a statement piece. Like it's more like a, like if you know, you know, kind of a piece.
Yeah, it goes so
and
cute.
it goes really well with that.
I would say both Etoupe and the Blanc because
because it's kind of like an in-between color.
Yeah.
And these just go with so much because they're not super stark white where it's like, oh, she's wearing a white shoe. But they're more natural and nudie and they can go with a lot of different things. And I love them. They're comfortable. They're sturdy. I've worn them a couple times and you can barely even tell. So I just feel like the shoes are really, really well made. The leather shoes are really well made.
Was it comfortable even the first time you wore it?
The first time, let's be real, owie, it hurt a little bit. Like because they were stiff in the back.
Okay.
I definitely got a blister in the back because they are a stiff leather, which is why I feel like they're gonna last forever. But the second time, I could already tell like a major difference. And then the third time, again, like I feel like they are broken in now and they're just a lot easier for me to wear. And I love them. I think I love so much. So those were the first two things that I purchased. He asked me if there was anything else that I was looking for. And I was so nervous because like my little heart was like pitter patter. Because I was like, I don't want him to think that I just came for a bag, but I really do want one to like commemorate like my 10 years of, you know, practice and everything. So I just like sat there and I jokingly said like, I mean, I would really like something else. I'm just not sure if you can give it to me or not, you know? And he was like, okay, well, let me know. And I was like, I've really been interested in the Picotin. I think I would really love a Picotin 18 in a very, you know, in a neutral or lighter color. Like, I just think that that bag is so cute. And I've been really wanting one. And he's like, okay, well, let me see what I have available for you in the back. And so we sat out there.
Did you mention though that it was gonna mark like an important, like did you mention that you were your 10-year or anything?
So I think when we got there to the store, he's like, is there anything special that you're shopping for? And I was just like, no, we're just in looking for some things. My husband wanted to bring me in and buy me something special because it
okay,
is.
so he kind of knew.
He did know.
And I asked because I've seen other videos and I feel like commemorating a memory or a milestone like is something that they value. Like if you're about to get married, you're about to give birth, it's your anniversary, it's your birthday. I would say it's something you might want to mention. So
yeah,
maybe,
I think it really did. I think he knew, but I also think that he really enjoyed that I like went with my husband and like we both were enjoying it, you know?
Okay.
But yeah, he did know that I wanted to celebrate 10 years of practice. And so he's like, let me go check what we have in the back. So I feel like he was gone for what felt like a long time, but it was probably like tops 10 minutes, like 10 minutes. And my husband was like, if he doesn't have anything, it's okay. We just can come back later. I know you love the things that you're buying. Like, it's going to be fun. We can always come back. It's not a big deal. And I'm like, okay, it's going to be fine. I was trying to like prep myself like for like nothing being available because I was like, I don't want to get my hopes up, right? And then be like torn down.
Yeah.
So then he's coming out and he has this like box in his hand. And I'm like,
show us the box.
I know, I should. So he came out holding this box. And I was like, oh my God, I was geeking out. So I thought he was going to just like come and show it to me. And then he motioned like, follow me this way. And I was like, oh my gosh, are we going to a private room?
Stop.
At my first time at Hermes, I was like, no way is he taking me into a room. And so he's like, yep, follow me this way. So there we go into the little room, which is super cute.
You're probably skipping.
I was like, oh my gosh, so excited. And so he took us into the private room. He had us sit down on a couch. And then like, I feel like he like slowly opened the box. And I was like, okay, come on, I want to see the color.
Oh my gosh.
Because I was so excited. I was so excited. So he opened the box and he showed me the color. And like I said, I originally had wanted a Picotin 18 because I just think it's smaller, a little bit more convenient. I feel like it looks a little bit like cuter holding it on the crook of your arm. But this is not a Picotin 18. And he did tell me that right away. He was like, I did find something for you in a more neutral color, but I will tell you it's not a Picotin 18, it's a Picotin 22. I want you to look at it. I want you to see how you feel about it, and then you can let me know. So I feel like he was like super genuine and honest, like right off the bat. He's like, I want you to be sure that it's something that you enjoy. And I really appreciated that because it was like, you have to like it too, not like we're bestowing this bag upon you, right? He's like, I really want you to like it. If you don't, like, we'll keep the Picotin 18 on your wish list and you know, and we'll go from there. It's totally fine, but I definitely want you to look at it because I think that you'll like it. So he unboxed this, and it's my baby, and it's my favorite. So hold that, please. Oh, this is the receipt that probably has everything in it that we should know.
Yeah.
And then it comes with this little care booklet for the leather. It's like tell you about the leather, how to take care of it, and everything.
I can go over a rundown when you're done showing that. Or you can. Whatever.
And
because you have to talk about the toy too.
And then he opened it slowly, and he pulled out. He pulled out this so Picotin 22 in gold with gold hardware.
So cute.
And I hadn't even mentioned anything about the hardware yet, but like gold is 100% my thing. All of the jewelry that I wear is always gold. So maybe I was wearing gold that day, so that's why he knew. But he brought me this out, gold on gold. I do have a pillow in her to kind of keep her shape because I mean the Picotin does lose its shape after a while. And the Clemance leather, this is the pillow, and I have this insert as well. When I'm just using the bag, I have the insert. And they're both from Digas on Amazon. Super amazing quality, not super expensive. And they've worked really, really well for me. So I got those after on Amazon. But this is the Picotin 22 with gold hardware. As soon as I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to take it. I was like, oh my gosh, can we go pick a Twilly for her? He's like, of course we're going to go pick a Twilly for her. Yeah. So he brought me up to where the Twilly section is, and this is where I chose this one. I just think it's super classic, matches perfectly, super whites, browns, and it goes with everyday, you know, wearing jeans, wearing simple casual outfits.
I love that Twilly.
It's so beautiful.
Cute. It matches
super beautiful.
So
and it comes with the little lock and key because obviously the way that you use a Picotin, you know.
Do you always put it away with the lock and key off of it?
Yeah, because I don't like it to like weigh the leather down. Okay. So you kind of loop this through and then put the lock on it. That's the way that you hold it.
So cute.
And this is without the insert inside. And I love that you can just hold it like this. Or another thing that I think is really cute that people can usually do more with a 22 is fold both of the sides in and kind of hold it more like a legit bucket bag. And so it's really cute, and I'm in love with her. So that was all of my very first trip to Hermes.
It's a perfect bag for like every day, like what you're wearing now.
Exactly what I'm wearing right now.
Yeah,
it matches perfectly.
What I'm wearing. Like it's just so nice.
Oh my gosh, don't steal my bag.
I won't have to.
So that was my very first trip to Hermes. But now I do want to go over the receipt with you guys.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. That way we know the exact names and
we'll
prices.
Keep her. This receipt only has the Twilly. So the Twilly is called the Cavalier Informes. I'm not French.
We'll put it on the screen.
Yeah, they say it so much better there than I do. And I think the Twillies are just originally $220. Obviously, we live in the state of Washington, so plus tax. So $220 for the Twilly. Then the Picotin 22 lock, Clemance bull calf leather in gold with gold hardware. The total for that was $3,575 before tax. I got the women's belt buckle with the Flot 24 was $315. The 24 millimeter leather belt strap with Swift and Epsom was $465. And then the women's loafers, the impact loafers, I did get it right. The impact loafers of calfskin were $1,400. So my total for that day,
we'll put everything here, we'll break it down, and we'll give you a total here.
Yeah, so before tax was $575. After tax, $6,342. So my very first trip to Hermes, like I said, it was for a special occasion. So we did definitely went in having an idea of a budget, and we were definitely still within our budget for that first time that I went into Hermes. And so that's everything that I got on my very first trip. That was a very
successful first trip,
It was,
I would say.
It was the best. I went home, we were driving home, and I was like giddy the entire time.
So cute. I'm so happy for you.
I know, it's the perfect color. Like when people, when I watch videos on girls who have like the gold color bags, I was like, that's like such a beautiful, rich gold. And I'm like, having it in my hand, like the way that it looks is like, I think that you have to see it in person to really, really, really admire it, because it's so much more beautiful in person. And again, that leather smell is so good. So yeah.
Cute. Awesome.
That was my first trip. But I definitely want to get into your first trip, because there's a lot more that I could talk about, but I want to get into your first trip.
Yeah, that's probably going to be another video. Keep this shorter for you guys. But my first trip was with my sister, which was her second trip. And I don't think I hadn't done any research before I went in with you. I definitely went in with the mindset of like, I'm just going to get a feel for the store. I'm just going to see what happens. And unfortunately, your original sales associate wasn't there that day. He was on vacation, I think. But we had a really nice assistant that was helping us out. And I think when we first went in, you had the thought of getting something specific for your husband.
Right.
That he had seen at that first visit that caught his eye. So,
yeah, so I had coordinated with my SA, because I knew I was going to be going up to the boutique that day. And I had coordinated with him. Like she said, unfortunately, he was on a trip during the day that I was there. But he was like, but don't worry, if you're going to be in store, I can coordinate my assistant. She can kind of pull some things for you, show you around. So I went in with the intention of getting my husband something, because I knew that he really enjoyed some pieces that we looked at the very first time that I came into. So I kind of wanted to, get him something as well.
Yeah.
And then she came with me.
Yeah, I went with her, not even thinking I want a bag, not even thinking I want anything specific. I had loved their belts, and I had seen, on Pinterest and things like that. So I thought, if anything, maybe I'll get a belt, we'll keep an eye out. And I had in the back of my mind, I wanted to get a gift for my husband. His birthday was going to be coming up. So when she was looking at something for her husband, I said, oh my gosh, Manuel would really love this. So I'm going to start with that item, actually. I really loved it. And my husband is not like a showy kind of guy. He's very classic. And so I thought that starting him out with just a beautiful black tie would be something just to dabble in at first, kind of get him just to see what he felt about it. And I want to read if you want to read what the name of this tie is, yeah, you can go ahead and do that. It's really, really pretty. We might need to zoom in on that.
It's beautiful. And the way that it kind of like shines in the light right now.
The light catches the little H's. So pretty. She really liked it.
The tie is called the Faconnee H Twill. Again,
super cool. We'll put it on a screen.
And the 100% silk in the color noir.
Yeah.
So it retails for $260.
So definitely not cheap, but
I think for a classic piece, it can always have and wear forever, because it's 100% silk. I think it's just so beautiful.
And he works really hard, and I just wanted to get him something something special for his birthday. So that was the first thing that I had set aside, and I didn't even go in with the intention of getting anything at all. So it's like once you get an item, you're like, hey, what else is there? Right? So I was wandering around. I looked at some fashion jewelry. I kind of, peeked at some shoes and things. But again, I was very reluctant, because I knew that if I went in on the game or starting a journey, I would go all in. And so I was kind of like, I didn't want to go there. But here we are. So
that was your first thing.
That was my first item. My second item, again, if you know what this is. Go ahead and unbox it for you here. So same, we have a belt here, and I had a hard time picking like whether or not I wanted to do a thin belt, a thick belt. I have some belts already, so I just wanted something different than I didn't already have. So I actually went ahead and got the 13 millimeter. The leather, I believe, is Epsom. So I went ahead and got the noir and gold.
So one side is Epsom and the other side is Swift.
So Swift is the noir side there, and then the gold is Epsom. Not sure if we can zoom in on that for you guys. And the belt alone was
just the belt strap in the 13 millimeter was $390.
$390. And then this is the cute little buckle.
I loved it.
And it was like, again, I've been on the website so many times, and I want like every single one. This one just caught my eye. I just think it's so adorable. I don't know if we can. Again, this is our first channel. We'll learn as we go.
Zoom in, hopefully.
What's the name of this guy?
That one's just called the Ancre 13.
Yeah. It's so beautiful in gold. Absolutely love it. So that's what she looks like on the black.
And the belt buckle alone costs $230. But at Hermes, you obviously have to buy it. Anytime that you want to buy a belt buckle, it does come with the belt strap.
Yeah, and that's important to know. I can't just go in there and be like, okay, I have a belt strap. I just want a silver buckle, which I didn't know that. That's something I learned, because I definitely thought that, and you have to buy everything together. So that's what she looks like on the gold side. Super, super cute.
Super
very dainty.
And small.
And I believe I went with 80, and I also got 2 holes punched. So it's kind of hard. If you've never been to Hermes, I would definitely go in for your first time getting a belt, so you can kind of see what your size is. I wear it on the very tight last one, and it's a little bit loose. So I almost wish I would have gone with a 75 and done 2 holes, but you live and you learn.
It can be your winter belt.
Yeah. And also, like, eventually I would love to get scarves and like wear it around with a scarf. Like,
of course, I think this size of belt is perfect to wear like over a dress, like just to make it like a cute little statement piece. So
super cute. And
I think it's super
I've already worn it so many times, and like I said, I have other belts, and I just keep going back to this one. The leather feels really good on it, and it's just like, I don't know, it's a special piece, and so I go back to it time and time again. And my that was actually it for my very first time in. Like I said, I went in there, I got a couple things that I knew, like, you know, I wanted a gift for my husband's birthday. I knew that I would enjoy a belt. I really love wearing belts with my jeans, my dresses, or over you know, little sweaters or cardigans and things like that. And so I knew that I wouldn't regret buying this. So after this visit, same like you, like on the way home, I was like, you know, let me look at the website. And I started looking at the website and just was like, oh my gosh, I would love this, and I would love this, and I would love this. And then that led me to watch like some YouTube videos, and then it was game over. I shouldn't say game over, it was game started.
That's very true. The game has started.
It has begun. Let the games begin, as they say. So that was my very first purchase. And I think, considering that your SA wasn't there, we had a really good experience with his assistant.
Yeah, she was super sweet. She was super willing to help with anything.
Yeah.
She had already pulled some of the pieces that I wanted to look at for my husband. So she was just really sweet and accommodating, and we really appreciated that he set us up with someone who was prepared for both of us to come in.
And what I really enjoy, and she said she was going to give your SA like all of our information, and the very next day, I want to say sometime in the morning or early afternoon, he messaged just saying like, thank you for stopping by, here's my information, you know, let me know if there's anything else I can help you with. I know that he knows I live in the state close to where you live, although we live an hour away. He knows that we do travel quite a ways to go to our boutique, and so I think that's in the back of his mind, is knowing like there's a high chance we're going to be ordering online and having it shipped to us. And so that was just really nice for him to be like, hey, I'm here, this is my number, let me know if there's anything else.
He was always super super understanding of that as well, because after my very first visit, I did tell him, you know, we can't frequent the boutique as much as I would like because we do live about 3 hours away, you know, a drive. And in the winter, it can be kind of hard with weather and everything. So he was like super receptive. He's like, of course, just let me know if there's anything that you have your eye on, if something catches your attention. Set, like, have a list going, and if there's anything that you want to purchase, just let me know and I can keep an eye out for you. And so I love that. And so after my very first visit, I feel like we just had like a consistent kind of like text thread about like things that were available in store and things that I was like interested in. So he's been really good at communicating the entire time.
Yeah, and at this point, you know, she had told me she had a really good experience, but I hadn't met him in person. And so I want to say I messaged him back saying, you know, I'm really sorry I didn't get the chance to meet you in person, but we had a really good experience with your assistant. Thank you so much for, you know, reaching out. And I definitely have some ideas going because the holidays were coming up. And so I already had like a running list in the back of my mind. So that leads us to video number 2.
Yes, video number 2.
Stay tuned for what would be, you know, her second visit and my second visit at Hermes and what we got.
So let's wrap up by saying, right, total pre-spend for me and then total pre-spend for you.
For visit 1.
For visit 1.
Yeah,
so that we can kind of keep a running total going for you guys.
Yep. So we're just going to give you guys our total before tax because, you know, from wherever you're watching in the world, that's going to vary based on obviously
depending on where you're at. So my total for after visit number 1 was $5,975.
That's a good amount.
Right.
I was much more careful my first visit. I was dabbling in. So with just my 2 items, the tie and the belt buckle, my total came out to $880. So it was a really fun visit. We took a gander at like the makeup, the fragrances, and so I knew I'd be back.
Yeah.
And we were back. So please stay tuned. Hopefully you enjoyed this video.
And if you guys have any questions for us, please leave them down in the comments. Like, we are hoping to kind of interact with you. I know that when we watch videos, we really like to interact with the creators just because they do spend a lot of their time doing this, and they gave me really good information for when I wanted to start my journey. So if you guys have any questions about it, just let us know.
And if you liked us and you enjoyed what we have and what we're all about, give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'd love to have you stick around.
Yeah, for sure. I'm so excited about our next videos to come because there's still a lot of really good things that we're going to talk about. So definitely subscribe, hit the ring notification bell so that you know when our next video is going to be uploaded. We're Sisters in Style. Stay tuned for part 2.